welcome back to the Nerdcore podcast number 475. The podcast reviews movies and talks that nerd shit. This is your nerd. You're gonna hear the host of the show. As my wonderful co-host Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? We talking about the Batman.
And today we're gonna be doing our review of Matt Reeves, the
The
Batman.
Batman.
In all spoiler goodness, of course. But of course, Brad, what's up, man? We're gonna finally talk about this movie in
Yes.
full spoiler goodness.
Yes, and full spoiler, like we talked about in the non-spoiler. We're like, oh yeah, totally came like 5 times, but now we get the whole climax.
Yeah, HFR champion classic. So
All
jelly
right,
I can't be on
asterisk.
the show tonight.
All right,
Yeah.
asterisk. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we know. But it's just gonna be Brad and myself today. What's it called? Obviously, as you can see, Aiden is not here with us. Aiden is, I think, is working right now. And then our good old friend Luis over here is what's it called? Fixing
Banned,
something.
banned from everything.
He's banned from everything. He's just working on
He
something.
doesn't exist in the records anymore.
Yeah. So just Brad and myself today, and yeah, man. Brad, what's up? How you doing today on this Thursday night?
It's Thursday. It's my last of my 410s this week. I'm good. I'm done. I bought beer. Haven't had any beer yet, but I bought it. So it's gonna be a good weekend.
A good weekend, huh?
Gonna be a good weekend.
Yeah. Nice. But yeah, man, we're gonna be talking about the Batman. We haven't watched it a second time since, right? Even though we want to really bad.
Yeah, I really want to. Like I
Yeah.
can't wait till it just comes on HBO Max. I'm gonna binge this shit for like a whole day.
Yeah. Can't wait for this to fucking come out. Yeah, I'm gonna buy this motherfucker, bro. Yeah.
I already told you I'm getting the steel Batmobile book that that folds and fucking
Yeah.
like
Where you can pour
actually
gasoline
works.
into it.
Yeah, you can pour gasoline into it and it'll drive and it'll be like just hear penguin screams. That's what I want.
Yeah. All right. Well, what's it called? Hope everyone's having a good day today. And of course, this is our spoiler filled review. I don't really want to put it off anymore because we do have a lot to talk about. I think that we have a lot of material to really push us past that 25-minute mark, not like the Togo review or the other ones that we've done.
Or the just the dog reviews. Although we did good on All Dogs Go to Heaven. We did
Yeah, I
good
think
on
we
that
did
one.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like what was it, White God? Yeah,
Mhm.
that one at the end we had enough.
Yeah.
We had
We're
enough
like,
ammo on that.
yeah, I was like, okay, I can do this. I can pull it out a little more. I can pull it out a little more. And we're like, oh no, I don't think I got more. But yeah, of course, we're gonna be talking about Matt Reeves, the Batman today. And yeah, if you have not watched this film, then it is currently playing in theaters. So you should go and watch it. And if you have watched it, you're not gonna. If you haven't watched it, you probably don't want to listen to this because you don't want to get spoiled. But if you do care about spoilers, if you don't care about spoilers, or you've already watched it, you can keep listening to this. Either way, how it goes, this is your one and only spoiler warning, and it is in effect in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, man, I've got a good amount to read here.
Are we gonna do the
So,
banner? You gonna do the scrolling banner?
I don't think even I have one ready for it.
No? Oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh wait, no, I do. I just
Oh
gotta take
shit.
off the non.
The non.
Because this is not a non-spoiler.
The
This is a
bread
regular.
or just the non?
No, as in
Uh,
NON.
okay.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
NAAN.
No, not non bread. I would like some non bread.
Non is delicious.
Yeah. All right, let's get to work on this, man, because I got a lot to read. So, of course, The Batman is a 2022 American superhero film based on the DC Comics character Batman, produced by DC Films, Six in Idaho, and Dylan Clark Productions, and distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. It is a reboot of the Batman film franchise. The film was directed by Matt Reeves, who wrote the screenplay with Peter Craig. It stars Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne, Batman, alongside Zoe Kravitz, Paul Dano, Paul Dano, Jeffrey Wright, John Tortoro, Peter Sarsgaard, Andy Serkis, and Colin Farrell. The film sees Batman, who has been fighting crime in Gotham City for 2 years, uncover corruption while pursuing the Riddler, played by Paul Dano, a serial killer who targets Gotham's elite. Development began after Ben Affleck was cast as Batman in the DC Extended Universe (DCU) in 2013. Affleck signed on to direct, produce, co-write, and co-star and star in the Batman, but had reservations about the project and dropped out. Reeves took over and reworked the story, removing the DCU connections. He sought to explore Batman's detective side and more than previous films, drawing inspiration from Alfred Hitchcock, the New Hollywood era, and comics such as Year One from 1987, The Long Halloween from 96 to 97, and Ego from 2000. Pattinson was cast in May 2019 with further casting in late 2019. Principal photography took place in the UK and Chicago between January 2020 and March 2021. The Batman premiered at Lincoln Center in New York on March 1st, 2022, and was theatrically released on March 4th. It was delayed twice from an initial June 2021 release date due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The film has grossed over $301 million against a 185 to 200 million dollar budget, making it the third highest grossing film of 2022, and received praise for the performances, cinematography, Reeves' direction, visual style, action sequences, and story. One could say the whole fucking movie. Though some criticized its runtime, it is intended to launch a Batman shared universe with two sequels planned and two spin-offs television series in development for HBO Max. So, of course, it was shot by Greg Fraser and music done by Michael Giacchino, and it sits at 2 hours and 56 minutes long.
And what is
So,
Greg Fraser also known for?
for shooting Rogue One, a Star Wars story, The Mandalorian, not the Mandalorian,
M-
but
The
what's it called?
part of the Mandalorian, from what my understanding.
So, from what I understand, is that Greg Fraser pretty much set up the foundation of what everybody who shoots the Mandalorian is going off of,
Yeah,
being like, this is what we're trying to mimic. So, in a way, yeah, Greg Fraser kind of shoots the
yeah.
Mandalorian, Book of Boba
He's like
Fett.
the grandfather of that.
Yeah. And if you watch the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer, you can tell that they're definitely adapting all that stuff. So, he also shot Dune Part 1, and he shot a lot of good projects. So, Greg Fraser is racking up
He's
his
getting them
what's it called
points.
filmography,
He's
man.
getting them
Yeah,
points.
yeah. But Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, he also did work for the Planet of the Apes. He's done a lot.
Yeah, so
And
he's worked with Matt Reeves for a long
yeah,
time.
he's also shooting. He's also shot Jurassic World Dominion, which is coming soon, and also Thor: Love and Thunder.
Really?
I did not know that they got him for that. Wow, interesting. Well, yes, that is that, and it is it's currently on its path to being a box office success, and I'm sure it will be a success. There is no what's it called doubt that it.
It's already got a show coming out on HBO Max, and it's already got like probably two sequels already okayed.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was looking at Michael Giacchino, bro. I'm so sorry. He's not shooting what's it called Dominion or Thor: Love and Thor: Dark World. I mean Love and Thunder, but what's it called? He's done Zero Dark 30. He's done Lion. He did Vice, and yeah, what's it called? Rogue One and dude Zero Dark 30. I didn't know that was shot by him. Wow. But yeah, man. What's it called? Mandalorian as well. But yeah, pretty much everybody is mimicking fucking Greg Fraser in those shows. But all right, man. Uh, Brad, I will go ahead and pass it on to you first. I see that you got the red light in the back already.
yeah, I'm good.
What are your initial thoughts on the Batman?
Um, so like we're like this is gonna just be another review that's probably of like a lot of the reviews that have been said. This is the most comic book accurate Batman movie to date.
Hmm.
And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't care. You can be mad at sad Bruce, whatever, emo Bruce, whatever you want to call him, but it's Batman on his second year. Yeah, he's not even referred to as Batman. He's referred to as Vengeance, which catches up to him later in the film. This is an amazing film with great cinematography. Robert Pattinson, when he first comes out as Batman, you can't tell it's Robert Pattinson off his voice. Like, with Christian Bale, you could always tell it's just Christian Bale doing a gruff voice, like, like mumbling. Robert Pattinson totally took me off guard when he first came on the screen and like
Hmm.
spoke. I'm just like, that's Robert Pattinson? Okay. All right, bro. But the Batcave they showed very accurate. Like everything. Everything in this movie, score wise, acting, like it's top notch.
Yeah. Stacy says, yeah, I'd heard they were doing a spin-off of the Twin Iceberg Lounge Bouncers on HBO Max.
Can I just say to everyone who said there was no comedy in this movie, were you not watching those twins just throughout the movie just get more and more brutalized and afraid to open the damn door?
I laugh when what's it called? He's in the room with Gordon, and he's like, "Okay, we got to make it look real." And he goes, "Did you pull that punch?" He goes, "Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled it."
I also like that relationship. At first I was like, Gordon's kind of overacting it a bit, but then I'm like, no, Gordon in the Batman comics does act like that.
Yeah,
That's pretty accurate. The
yeah,
more and more I think
yeah.
about it,
Just
he
been
just
used
comes
to
out like
Gary Oldman.
overacting,
Yeah,
but that's Gordon.
I think it's because we were used to Gary Oldman's
Yeah,
portrayal of
it could be
Gordon.
like a
That's
little more laid.
yeah,
And this is definitely like the Chicago old school like cop.
yeah. But I love the film. It's been able to sit with me as long as it has now, and I think that Matt Reeves does an incredible job. Luis, did you turn on your camera?
He's trying to.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, I guess I'll bring you in. You gonna mute though. But yeah. I love this film. I think that Matt Reeves did an incredible job with what he was provided to work with, and he, also just absolutely excels with everything he's handed here. He, is able to work out a incredible detective story that works so freaking well, and is able to, you know, also provide those noir elements that I loved within this film. And it's just, I thought that everybody did an incredible job here, man. I mean, Pattinson really, really finds himself in the role.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel gives you a very haunting performance.
Zoe
Kravitz,
Kravitz as Catwoman.
yeah, I just everybody seems to be on their A game, and I think that this film just it's fantastic. I truly think it's fantastic.
I
Um,
mean, all the characters. Thank you, Luis. Travis Scott. All the characters in this, all the actors in this, they play their characters to a T. How I've always wanted to see them. Colin Farrell as the Penguin epitomized a mob boss penguin, and not
mm,
just some deformed character. Don't get me wrong. I love Batman Returns. I love Danny DeVito, but I love Colin Farrell in this role more. I think he like
yeah,
owned every scene he was in. I think all of them owned every scene they were in.
yeah.
I mean, I don't think there was any bad acting in the whole bunch.
All right, I'll go ahead and turn
You with
Luis.
me? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What up? Fuck. Having technical issues with my own presence stuff. But Batman, yeah. Riddle me this, man. What made millions at the box office and has every boy change their personality to Bruce Wayne for the rest of the week? The Batman. Anyways, yeah, the movie was fucking dope. Um I watched it with Raul. I don't know if you mentioned that. But we went to go see it in Dolby. The fucking images and the sound. The sound in Dolby is what stimulates me the most. Cause there are
Was
scenes.
the bass like throughout that
Ooh,
movie just kicking you in the back?
but it wasn't even kicking. It was like a nice melody. Like it fit. Like it wasn't just
Yeah.
everything is based out. It was like it was there when needed. And fucking the crunch of the bones when the thugs were getting hurt. And the fucking Batmobile, dude. When that first came on, I thought there was an actual car outside just waiting to be revved up. I'm so jealous. I want one. But dude, that fucking just the imagery of the darkness and then just boom, just everything turning up, the THC, THX logo just fucking
THC.
being that's the wrong one.
They were both turned up.
Yeah, shit. Hopefully, no, we can't be caught with THC in Gotham, man. Fucking Bruce will beat the shit out of you.
Batman will find you.
Yeah. But yeah, all of that just fucking rounded up. And I talked about it on the live show where this movie really took a part of my childhood, and by that I meant the 2005 to 2007 animated series called also The Batman. that show also takes place in what like the third year of what Batman is. I think it was actually the fifth. I might be wrong, but it's a short while. Like he's barely getting his role galleries, and he's like still young Bruce Wayne managing Wayne Enterprises, and he's still like young Batman, like getting a knowledge of that. He already has the fear of the people and all that, and some of the characters really reminded me of that, not just like dark gritty Batman that Robert brings in, but like Catwoman. I mentioned the sound design for Catwoman and her like little theme. I mean, if you're in Colorado and
I
Illinois,
mean,
yes, it is.
they just put in the butter when they like put on your
Yep,
popcorn.
exactly. They put the THC butter. But like the audio for that, it was fucking spectacular. And I told Raul, like after the show, because we weren't sitting next to each other, I went to go for the good seats because they don't give good seats to disabled people, because they were stuck down at the bottom, and sadly they couldn't come up with me, and I already paid for my tickets. So I was like, I can't return them and like risk not getting a seat. So I was like, all right, cool, it's fine, we'll separate. We'll probably both be quiet anyway, so there's no joking around. And that's what happened. I was just intrigued by the movie. I didn't really talk. And yeah, the sound design for Catwoman's little theme, if you go and check out the animated theme for that Catwoman for the show that I'm talking about, it's like on the nose of, they're basically the same, and if it wasn't for copyright, they probably would have chosen that same theme. um that the other one, of course, is more like animated esque, right? You can tell there's a tone in music when it's animated shows and stuff. They give it a little extra flair. But no, this fucking movie, dude. That's just my over the top review, and not even the final. Yeah, yeah, you go. I was waiting for you.
I was, and of course, something else that really really stands out. Fucking, um, I mean, Michael Giacchino score in this, man. Michael Giacchino score is fucking, it's epic as hell, and it's talking about the themes, but it's not even just the themes, man. You got those other extra songs that are in there that really how like this movie does have a way of like have where it starts, it like really starts to build up just like its score. It fucking crescendos, and the score did such a great job of portraying that part of this film, and it really finally, I think, finally, to me at least, all of these elements help to finally give Gotham a character, to give Gotham
Hmm.
its character, because it's something that before I never got that, and
Gotham was
that's not
always just
saying
the
that,
background.
yeah, and that's not saying that nobody else was able to do that. Nobody else had really, directed this film in the way that Matt Reeves directs this film,
Yeah.
and amazing.
Hey, hey, Kylie.
Hey, y'all looking amazing. Thank you, Kylie. Love you. Not the movie. Yeah, but
Can I just say that this is the first Batman film, like out of all the Batman films, where Batman holds up his own movie?
oh,
Like
finally, yeah.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could literally like Batman, like this movie is about Batman and it's not about the villain. Like I'm sorry, all of Nolan's movies, like most of
They
them,
focuses on the villain.
on the
Yeah,
villain, and the villain holds up that movie. Christian Bale doesn't hold up that movie.
true. Yeah, because when you think of the Dark Knight, you think of Heath Ledger.
Yeah, exactly. Or when you think of Rises, you think
Bane. Yeah,
of Bane. Yes,
you think of
exactly.
Venom.
And then you go to Michael Keaton, and then you have Jack Nicholson as the Joker. You think of Dark Knight, not Dark Knight, Batman Returns. You think of Michelle Pfeiffer as Catman. You think of Danny DeVito as the Penguin. You don't like none of the previous Batman films. Batman has ever been able to hold up his part. In this, it feels like they're focusing on Batman. You like you you feel something towards Batman in this, and everybody else on the villain side holds up their side, but they don't have to do all the work. I mean, I love the Riddler in this. I love how they describe it. Like, thank God, because all we had was Jim Carrey. So from previous ones, so that's totally out of my mind. And Paul Dano did an amazing job, and I can't wait for sequels.
Yeah, and I mean, what everybody is saying is 100% true, y'all. I mean, there is no other. I mean, the parallels are there. This is literally if David Fincher's Seven meets the Batman. Like
Yeah.
in time, there are scenes where they've already like put them together, and it's like the parallels are right there. And something that I'm glad that somebody when when finally approaching this whole like neo noir aspect finally understands what noir is. And it's not saying that nobody else has done it correctly, but I feel like the more that we progress within Hollywood and we try to make these films that like what's it called, grab from these old films, we kind of forget what makes these movies. And one of the key aspects of noir is that it is a commentary on American society. And we do that because we don't just like have the whole corruption angle be like on the side thing. It's like it's there front and center, and you're going through, this journey as Batman really uncovers it. And that's why I disagree with Kylie in the comments saying that it's a terrible Batman movie, which not I think if anything, then you want to say it's terrible. It's probably a terrible Bruce movie. But even then, like the reason why Bruce isn't here is because this is Batman. This is like
This isn't
this is
about Bruce.
it's not
This
about
is
Bruce.
this is toddler Bruce basically. You
Mhm.
haven't got to Playboy Bruce yet because toddler Bruce is still like going through shit, and
No,
also he's probably burnt out
yeah,
2 years of trying to deal with Gotham's shit.
yeah,
So I'm just gonna leave that there.
yeah. And I also, I mean, what's it called? There's Paul Daniels. For me, I love Robert Pattinson in this. And I think that Robert Pattinson truly is my favorite Batman, and I think that it's wild that in the first movie, Robert Pattinson's
He
able to
owns it.
do more for me than what Christian Bale could do in 3 movies for me, what Michael Keaton could do for in 2 movies for me, and uh, and even though like I said, Affleck to me was my favorite because that was exactly how I had pictured. How I had pictured a Frank Miller, older Batman to look, and I thought that he was the one who finally got as close as accurate as you could get to the Batman that he's portraying. But here, Pattinson really does do a great job at doing all this. And I was reading that Reeves had nobody else in mind. Reeves literally wrote this film so he could get Pattinson to work on it. Like and there was that moment in time where Reeves actually said that Pattinson was working on 10, and he was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to get him. And it all, of course, comes from Reeves having watched Good Time and how much he loved
Hmm.
Good Time and
How he even named the gas station or
Good
the
Times. Yeah,
whatever store Good Times.
yeah. Which I didn't see that until actually Luis had pointed out to me. He's like, "Hey, did you see what that diner was called?"
Yeah, I fucking immediately. I have never seen the movie, and I was like, as soon as we left, hey, did you catch that grocery store thing, the corner shop? And it was like, no, I didn't. I was like, oh damn, you would have loved it. And then I sent him a picture with the actual still, so you get a memory back. And then he was like, oh yeah. It was really good. It was the little hints that you get throughout the movie. There was more than that than Good Times. There was like other like the fuck was that one where it was talking about the Nolan shit. Fuck, I don't remember what part. I have to watch it again. But yeah, no man, yeah, dude. Aiden makes a point. After Tenant, I'm like, damn, I'm all for Robert. Like, I already knew he was good from certain stuff that I've been told. But like seeing him in Tenant and then seeing him in this now, I'm like, I want to see more of him and more major stuff.
I mean, me and Raul went basically through his whole indie filmography there one month, and we got to Rover, and my mind was blown away by him on Rover.
Yeah, we are gonna definitely sit down to watch Good Time. I think that you'll be pretty much
Probably, yeah.
enjoy watching what's it called, Good Time, and Robert's performance in that. But yeah, Kylie, it's a miracle, right? We can be civil and disagree, right? But yeah, man, I think God, those costumes were great too. I love those suits. I loved uh
They were
just
really well done.
Colin Farrell's, suit just really like fits him so well and just really like emulates that mafia boss look. And I also don't want to leave him out. John Torturo, we finally get ourselves a great Falcone. And
Yeah,
finally, also, they call him by how it's pronounced. It's
Falcone.
Falcone, not Falcone.
Yeah,
That's the
and,
Italian
and they
pronunciation.
even
You mean
mentioned
Falcone?
Maroni.
The Falcone thing that we got in Nolan shit and then, like the other like the
I mean,
shows.
and the mob aspect of Gotham, that's always kind of in the background. That's never like brought to the foreground of like what's corrupting Gotham, what's really the underbelly that's causing Gotham to stay stuck in just a cesspool.
Yeah, it's not the
And
fucking psychotic villains. It's not a crazy ass clown and some
no,
pyrotech
it's the
maniacs.
mob who's keeping it there
Yeah,
and is hiring all these crazy fucking
yeah, no.
characters.
I doubt any fucking copy, whatever crooked, would want to work with the fucking Joker. No matter Heath Ledger, no matter like cartoon ones, they just like they're psychotic, and what's risking their life over that shit?
Just don't go bowling with Falcone, right? It's called don't want to go up against the champ Falcone. But and you got that because like when he's going out when they arrest him, like, oh, you guys are gonna really arrest me? Like you guys work for me? And he goes, not us, sir. And all of them like they just look at him. But he does such a great job. Kravitz as well. And I love the design of Gotham. I love how this film's Greg Fraser really goes hard in this film. I mean, there's a shot that has not left my mind when Batman is holding that flare and he's going
Hmm.
across the puddle of water to rescue the kids. Like that shot has not left my mind yet. It's still there. And I think that also just that muted palette fight like a muted palette does well in this film so much. And yeah, I thought the production design was crazy too. I mean, like you really saw that they put so much time and effort into really giving Gotham its own characteristic. And I think that I mean it's hard to even find things that I found wrong with this film, even though I did think like some editing here and there was a little janky, and I was like, oh, I'm that could have done a little better, but you know I I
I mean,
still got out of this incredibly satisfied.
the only thing that I think I maybe wanted more of was Andy Serkis. I think he didn't get a lot of screen time as Alfred, but what he did, he made what he could out of it. That might be my only complaint is just seeing more Alfred.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna see more of him too. I was like, oh, I just got that. I'm like,
Yeah, you see Alfred, and then you see him get blown up, and you're like, oh,
yeah, I'm
okay,
like, ah, shit. I'm like, he's been through some shit, but like, I know.
yeah,
Well, I wonder, like, they went with the comic route. Why didn't they give him like he's youthful, he has a gun, the like the costume design and all of that fits him hella well. But I wanted to see more of his speech, more of
Did you
that
did
Michael
you
Caine
notice that
speech.
he had like a limp? He had like a
Yeah,
limp.
he had a
yeah.
cane.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was walking with a
yeah.
cane.
Yeah, which is, I mean, of course, what's called the man is ex-military. Some probably something happened, but um, I was kind of disappointed there too, where I was like, oh, I kind of want a little bit more of Alfred here, but I mean, we got that one scene in the hospital room, and that whole scene was so touching and being, how Alfred's just kind of being like, oh, like I wanted to be a father figure for you so bad, and like there's where that was the moment where if everybody is asking for like where can we see Bruce, where can we see
Right
Bruce,
there.
that is the moment where you see
That's
Bruce.
that's where he changes from Vengeance to Batman, basically.
Yeah. And then of course that final monologue, God, that final monologue got to me, and I was just like, oh, that's God, fuck. The writing is beautiful, beautiful in this film, and some of that dialogue just really like stands out. But yeah, if anybody's asking about where's Bruce in this movie, look at that scene in the hospital room. That scene was just so beautifully directed, man. It's wild.
I love how he starts out on Alfred right when he wakes up from his like coma. He's just like, "What the fuck, Alfred?" Just like, "Damn, man, let the man get a few like breaths of air in." Jesus, just got blown
Yeah,
up into
there
your
was
ass.
no waiting, man. Imagine if he was holding that secret. What else is he holding secret?
Yeah,
Court of Owls. Is that how he got the limp?
I
who
don't know,
knows?
and that's where I
Legal.
kind of ask, let's as we kind of near the end of this review, man. I mean, what's called we do have some interesting setup because, of course, where we get to the end, the Riddler's in jail now, and it's been confirmed that's Joker. Matt Reeves confirms that's Joker. Whether or not, I believe Matt Reeves is another question. I think man is lying through his teeth, and but
Yeah, we can never know.
yeah, I think he's fucking lying through his teeth. But I am very much interested in a sequel. I think right now I can tell you that I will watch anything that Matt Reeves wants to do in this universe. I'm ready for that fucking animated series that he's making.
The
I'm ready
Penguin.
for the Penguin and all that. I'm
Penguin on
just
HBO Max. That's gonna be Like if they go the route of what John Cena's show. I forget.
John Cena shows. Oh,
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. Yeah, if it goes the route of that, then yeah, he can do a Lobo show too while he's at it.
Ooh, I mean, they were in talks, and then something happened, and then we got in the Krypton Lobo, but that should look kind of iffy.
Although I might want James Gunn to do a Lobo show, just with the comedy aspect there.
That's true. Lobo is like one of the comedy characters.
Yeah,
he's pretty badass. So like, you
but,
need some gruesome.
But this isn't about Lobo. This is about Batman.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we finally get the Court of Owls in the next one. That's
that's everyone's dream. That's everyone's
dream. Because the Penguin is now, I think, like, I'm thinking Penguin head to head with the Court of Owls over like control.
I mean, see, here's the thing: Court of Owls they are always in control, no matter who's quote unquote in control.
But Penguin's crazy enough to go against him, so that
he doesn't know they exist, though. That's the thing. Not a lot of people know they exist, so maybe it is a thing of like. So they send talent over. It is like, you got to do these things for us, otherwise. And then they kill one of the twins. By the way, the twins, Teen Wolf, very much a step up from that. And they were good in there, but they're pretty good in this one. But yeah, no, the intimidation thing. Fuck, man. Yeah, two bats, two fear. I mean, one's an owl.
It's about family.
But shit, man, we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait, sadly.
You know what I'm glad they didn't include?
What's up?
The death scene of Batman's parents. Like,
that's true.
You don't need to do that ever again.
You didn't include it.
You don't need to do that. You don't need to do Uncle Ben dying for Spider-Man. Like, we get it.
Did they include it in the Nolan one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I know they included it in the most recent ones, like yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. They didn't add that. That's fucking crazy.
No, they don't need that.
No, we didn't need this.
Yeah,
we know what happened to Batman.
I know.
We know he's Batman.
It's like, I didn't see it. That's right.
Also, shout out Matt Reeves, man. I mean, what's it called? If you can have something in the way playing in your movie, you know damn well that's gonna get me hyped.
I want to know how much they paid for that. You know, Courtney Love or Dave Grohl or whoever the fuck owns the rights to that didn't let it go for cheap.
Yeah.
So
I mean, either way, you can tell that Matt Reeves is a big Nirvana fan. I mean, he said that he kind of like drew a lot of inspiration from Kurt Cobain for Batman, and I was hyped. I mean, I loved getting that in there, and
and when it played in the trailer, I thought we were only going to get in the trailer.
Yeah,
that was my thinking, and then when it played on screen, I'm like nobody else is hyped for this. I was in the theater. I'm like, fucking Nirvana.
We were mesmerized. It wasn't like a No Way Home, like, yes. It was more like a holy fuck. I don't want to say shit. I don't want to get my ass beat by saying some shit.
Also, like, what's it called? Brad and I having watched Sound City and knowing the whole story of how Kurt Cobain actually wrote that song. Mm-hmm. Like, the man was sitting down. He did it for hours and he didn't know what to write. So he just started playing the guitar and he just started singing random ass lyrics and he made something in the way.
That.
Yeah. So like I love this film. I think that Matt Reeves has truly given us a definitive Batman film. And I think that I'm excited. Give me two more. Give me three more. I don't care. You
give me two more, and the third one reveal Hush, and then I will never have to watch another Batman movie, but I probably will.
I don't care if Matt Reeves decides to make Batman movies for like the next 6-7 years. I don't care. I'm here for it all, and I'm gonna go ahead and finally go. I've been able to sit on my score. I've been able to think about it. I think I'm gonna stick with my 8.75 out of 10. That's my review. That's my final verdict. Brad, what are your final thoughts on your final verdict?
10 out of 10.
All right.
That's my final thoughts.
Yeah, I got a 10 out of 10 too.
Yeah.
Little bitch.
What the fuck, man? That's a super high score for me. What do you...
It's just cause. Don't. It's fine.
Yeah,
your score is your score. It's whatever. It's okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
Shut your ass up, man. The editing and the what's it called pace were a good amount of factors for me, but yeah, Kylie, that's the one I disagree with completely. 4 out of 10, because 4 to me, I can't remember what I gave a 4 to. I've seen some 4s. Those are definitely better
Doom.
than
What
this.
do we give White
Doom's a
God?
4 out of 10.
We gave White God like a 5, I
Yeah,
think.
and
Oh, he's muted. You're muted.
this is miles better than White God.
Yeah.
Well, either way, that's been our Batman spoiler review for for y'all here, and of course, we want to thank you all so much for joining us today. Want to thank Luis for coming in the 11th hour to come and talk about this movie with us, and 9.8 from Hayden. All right.
Yeah, I'm solving my copyright issues. My
We're
first
just gonna
copyright
round
issues,
we're
guys.
just gonna round that up to a 10 out of 10, Aiden.
But yeah, thank you all so much, and thank you all so much for listening to this. If you're listening to this on the replay, of course, we want to thank our Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for being wonderful supporters of the podcast, and we thank you all for making these shows possible on the network. And of course, we want to thank our producer, our executive producer Shane. Where can you find him, Brad?
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/xsrk_ or on Twitter at xsrk. Or it could be flipped. I don't know. I don't have it in front of me. Or go buy something from our friend Shane at Prison City Vintage in Illinois.
I got it wrong. It isn't Oak Crest. It's Oak Hill, Illinois.
Oak
Prison
Hill,
City Vintage.
Illinois.
Yes, sir. Oak Hill, Illinois, in Prison City Vintage. Go and check out the boy. I'm actually seeing what's it called? Shane next Friday. See him again. I'm gonna get my haircut by Libby.
Nice.
So we'll
Good
see what's
deal.
up. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Stacy has his score.
8.75 out of 10. You could have used an origin story for Bruce. No Batman credit card and no nipple, on the
suit. Just one nipple. Just needed one nipple.
Yeah. We also want to thank our wonderful writer at the Patreon, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
I want Tony to watch this movie already. Like, really,
Tony
I know
hasn't
that
watched this movie?
No, he's not going.
I should probably stop sending him clips then on TikTok.
Yeah, he doesn't go to the movie.
I don't know.
I don't know if he watched. I think I might have to text him see if he's watched it already. But yeah, thank you, Tony. At Real Nerdy Dad on Twitter. Go and follow him. Of course, Luis, you want to let them know where you'll be streaming in like a couple of minutes?
I'm debating on streaming. I might take a break and then go streaming. I might stream. Honestly, I might. You know what? I may be running low on bank, but I might splurge on Elden Rings because I've been wanting to play it. So I might get Elden Rings, download it real quick, and then stream that for till later. I don't know. So that'll be interesting. Aside from that, check out my page at luxurstudios.com where you can find everything else that I work on, from my film work to my comments, to my like stupid stuff from Twitch stream to YouTube, which I'm handling a very funny, very funny video that I want to be uploaded, but it's blocked. Fuck major companies, bro. It's free use, man. It has nothing of like no audio already from the movie, just visuals, but everything else it's myself. It's just myself and everyone else talking. So I'm appeal that shit and see how that goes. Hopefully I don't get my channel terminated. We'll see.
You're gonna stream yourself fighting YouTube?
Oh, yeah. Fuck YouTube.
All right. But of course, Luis is handling the article on the nerdcore.com. So go to the nerdcore.com to check out Luis's upcoming article.
That's right.
Yeah. And you better not put it to the side because what's it called? You called it. Somebody else could have written it.
Yeah, I know. Bitch, I've been busy. You've seen the shit that I've done.
I know. I'm just saying what's it called? Either way, nerdcore.com. Luis will be handling that article. So if you want to read his more further thoughts on the Batman from him, you can go ahead and check that out on nerdcore.com when it's up. But of course, we will see you all tomorrow for another rendition of the Nerdcore live show where we talk about the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer that dropped this week. God damn, I'm ready. And yeah, of course, we want to thank you all so much. We'll be continuing on with Dog Month next week as we talk about Hachiko. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm ready to cry again. That fucking movie. Yeah, Hachiko. And in the meantime, this has been Eric Scott. I'm signing off, and Brad, let's go ahead and send him out.
All right, Raul. Thank you, being the host as always. Thank you to Luis for joining us today to review this great movie. Thank you to all those who joined us in chat. You know, all our listeners out there, all our Patreon supporters, we appreciate each and every one of you. And in this episode, all I will say is less vengeance, more hope. Young Goat out.